Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out voice of radio. So today I am very happy indeed. We've got a new secret rare that's gone and been revealed. We've got a new card we've never seen before. We've got the debut of Orbeetle in the Pokémon trading card game. And we've got an Okacheke illustration rare, which, I mean, I've already started getting messages from all of my friends and a whole bunch of lovely people just being like, Wassy, have you seen the new Okacheke card? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, not only have I seen the new Okacheke card, but I've actually translated it all by myself. And I'm a little bit proud of myself for doing so. Of course, in Scarlet and Violet, we already saw the Mabastiff and obviously the Penny, which, as I've said more than once, is the actual best card in the set. And I don't believe we saw any special cards from Okacheke in Triple Beat, which made me a little bit sad, though. Come on, check out this Diglett. But now Okacheke is coming in with this one, and oh my word, ladies and gentlemen, I like this. I like this very much indeed. So, I made a vow when Scarlet and Violet came in with the new block. From now on, I do the translations myself, and if they're hard, I struggle through them. I have checked with the lovely Antoine Boulet to make sure I've not done a silly, but I haven't. Translations here from me. And I'm sorry, but you have no idea how delighted I am that I can do my own translations for these cards now. For years, I was that annoying dude sending messages to my friends who read Japanese, being like, can I just check this with you? Don't need to anymore, ladies and gentlemen. That makes me happy. Plus, come on, just the Okacheke artwork. Seriously, the Okacheke artwork. And we've actually got a really interesting ability here. If this Pokemon has 3 or more, and it definitely is 3 or more, not exactly 3, metal energy attached to it, it gains 100 HP. Oh, well, that's pretty good, ladies and gentlemen, that is. That's pretty good. And that is, incidentally, pretty good. It goes up to, it's talking a basic Pokemon, it's Orthworm. I said Orbeetle the entire time, haven't I? It's clearly Orthworm. I was so excited about the fact that it was an Okacheke artwork, I got the name of the Pokemon wrong. Should have just called it Mimizuzu, which incidentally is its Japanese name, which is actually kind of adorable. Anyway, so yeah, you add at least 3 metal energy onto here, and you get yourself an extra 100 HP. So you're a basic Pokemon, going up to 230 HP. That's what we expect from like a 2-prize Pokemon V or Pokemon EX. That's kind of awesome. But then we get to the issue of, and I think it's an absolutely fair issue to point out, how do we get the energy on? And the really sad thing is, in the Scarlet and Violet era, we've actually lost, with the rotation, we've lost some of our best tricks. So Metal Saucer was a great one that we had to accelerate metal energy from the discard pile, but unfortunately that was Sword and Shield base, so that's gone and rotated out. And of course we had Zacian that could accelerate energy to itself while drawing cards, which was a pretty good option, but that's gone out. And then of course we've still got Bronzong, that came out in battle style, so that did survive the rotation, but being able to use Metal Saucer and Zacian to get energy on the field and then move it around with Bronzong, that could have given us a shout here. I might be wrong. I'd like to be wrong because I like Orthworm incidentally. It's a very cool new Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet. A lot of cool Pokemon from that set, but this is one that I really did think was cool. Although it didn't make it onto my Scarlet team or my Violet team, so I don't know, maybe I'm just a big fat liar. But my point is, it's a good ability if you can get the energy on. I'm just not 100% sure you can get the energy on, and that worries me a little bit here. Because until you put at least 3 energy on, this is kinda garbage, I'll be honest with you. Of course, there's a little bit of a reminiscence here of Galarian Stunfisk V, that gets an extra 20 HP for each metal energy on it. This is a flat 3 or more, gain 100, 2 or less, gain nothing. But, it's still kind of cool. We got that little bit of a callback coming in here. So look, if you can get the energy on, the HP becomes really high, and that's great, and we love it. But we need to have some kind of attack coming in here as well, and we do. For 4 colorless energy, 100 damage, plus 30 to one of your opponent's bench. And this is my big problem with Orthworm here. Because basically, you need to get 4 energy on. And as long as 3 of them are metal, you got 230 HP. But then you're doing 100 to the active, 30 to the bench. You're going to get 1, maybe 2 of these off. And don't get me wrong, if I can be hitting 130 to the bench twice, and then get KO'd giving up 1 single prize, I think that's actually really good. My issue here, and it is a pretty substantial issue, is getting the energy on, and that's my worry, and I don't really know what to do about that. Because I just don't think there's a good enough way to get the energy on. And I'm not saying there's no way to get the energy on, I'm saying we don't have a particularly good way to get the energy on. I showed you Copperagerie X the other day. I am convinced that if we had all the cool metal tricks we had pre-rotation, the Copperagerie X would be full-on broken. It's got 300 HP on a stage 1 EX, it takes 30 less from damage, and it does 260 for free energy, which is really, really good. It does 32 all of your bench, but it really doesn't matter. Like, not when you're doing that much damage. The numbers are great. So, I think there's a great metal deck coming in here, but I don't think we've got enough energy acceleration to really make it work, and that makes me genuinely sad. Boo, etc. And just to be clear, I haven't forgotten about Magnezone. I am well aware that Magnezone is a thing. I know that Magnezone is a possibility here. I know it's an option for accelerating metal energy. It's just a stage 2. And there's so much potential with Magnezone that if it was good, people would be playing it. You know, we've had it since Astral Radiance. Once during your turn, look at the top 6 cards of your deck, attach any metal you find to your Pokemon in any way you like. We see the odd Dialga list running around, but this really has not ended up being a particularly useful thing that's been topping a lot of tournaments, so yeah, I'm not forgotten about Magnezone. I figured I should kind of pop this in before everyone tells me I've forgotten about Magnezone. I haven't. I'm just not buying it yet because it's a stage 2. If Magnezone can work here, then we're on to something. And if you are on to something here, we can actually go a bit silly with the ability, because what we can do is play Gardevoir as our Radiant Pokemon of choice to reduce damage by 20, which would be kind of fun. And then we got that new Pokemon tool that gives basic Pokemon an extra 50 HP, so now you're up to 280, but you're taking 20 less damage from attacks because of Gardevoir. And then you can even here go for V-Guard energy if you really want to take the mick, so you're taking 40 less from Pokemon V. It's not always going to work, you're not always going to be against a Pokemon V, but the attack is 4 energy, only 3 of which need to be metal, so you could pop a V-Guard energy on there and it wouldn't be a big deal. It wouldn't stop you attacking or anything, wouldn't turn off your ability. So that would be cool. You can make this into a very big, beefy Pokemon. If Magnezone can work, yeah. But as I've started off saying, I don't think Magnezone's going to work well enough. I would love to be wrong, though. I'm giving this 3 Wassies because there's still a huge amount of potential. I'm just really worried that we can't get the 4 energy on here fast enough. And then when it goes down, it's going to be hard to get the next 4 energy on. If we ever get good metal energy acceleration again, look out for this, because this could be genuinely legit. No, I am not taking the idea of Mirage Gate seriously, because here you really, firstly, there are probably better things to use with Mirage Gate, and secondly, you really need metal energy here, not 2 energy, 1 of which is metal, so no, we're not mucking about with any of that. Unfortunately, I just don't think we have the right tricks right now, and that makes me genuinely sad. If you disagree and you think I've missed something, let me know in the comments. For now, it's a good idea that I don't think is working. But we do have a new special energy card here, which I did translate myself as well. It is Therapy Energy. And when it's attached to a Pokemon, it provides 1 colorless energy. Well, we kind of knew that from context. But the card it is attached to recovers from sleep, paralysis, and confusion, and cannot be affected by those special conditions. Now, I've already heard some people say, well, what about burn and poison? And the way I see it, this card has been designed very specifically. It stops things that stop you attacking, not things that do damage. Now, admittedly, I know that if you flip tails on confusion, you do take damage, but that's not really what we're going for here. If you're asleep, you can't attack. If you're paralyzed, you can't attack. If you flip tails on confusion, you can't attack. So therapy energy essentially gets around special conditions that stop you attacking, whereas burn and poison, you take damage from them, but you can still attack like normal even when you're afflicted with those special conditions. So that's why we've got what we've got here. And I like this card, kind of, but it does seem to buff Lugia. Like, the prevailing wisdom going into the Scarlet and Violet expansion, going into that, the new rotation, is that Lugia's not the out-and-out best deck like it's been for the past few months, but it's still a legitimate deck. Of course, Lugia gets Archeops, Archeops gets special energy, job's a good un. But now, Archeops can go and accelerate this, and we've already seen people using stuff like Articuno to play around with paralysis to buy time against Lugia to work up to KOs. And I'm not really a fan. Like, I like this energy as a whole. Like, in a vacuum, I really like this energy. But it does seem to really, really, really boost up Lugia, which I'm not such a big fan of. Now, admittedly, like I say, post-rotation, Lugia is expected to be good, but not the out-and-out best deck in the format like we've seen for a while. So it's not that bad, but it does still seem to give a big old boost to a deck which, if I may say so, I'm not entirely sure needs a big old boost. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe it's just me. I'm giving this one 4 Wassies, and honestly, I think this one might be better than that. I think 4 Wassies might be overly harsh. We'll have to wait and see as time goes by. But special energy that can completely thwart any sleep, paralysis, or confusion play. And paralysis always comes back round again at some point in the Pokemon TCG. This is one that could end up being pretty good. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these cards. Tell me what you think of Okacheke's artwork. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and chat with us about anything. It doesn't have to be Pokemon, and just generally have a very fun time. Oh, and get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Landon Dastrup, who's been one of our long-time supporters on here, and I can confirm is most definitely a very, very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.